It's a Broadway show, and we're back with another stacked episode. I'm Tamsin Fidel. Here we go. Here's a star-studded Broadway opening for you. The Cold War musical Chess is back on Broadway with a brand new rewrite and all the catchy songs. Plus, it's another one loaded with star power. Lea Michele, Aaron Tveit, and Nicholas Christopher. We hit the red carpet with the stars on opening night.
I've been such a big fan of this music since I was in college. Friends of mine handed me this soundtrack and said, listen to this. And I said, what is this? This is amazing. But they also said, no one sings this music because it's too hard, which is true. And so I just can't believe that Chess has finally gotten its moment back on Broadway. And I've not connected still that I'm the one that gets to sing this music and gets to be a part of this show with these amazing people. People that I know that have no idea what Chess is or even know it's a musical know that song. So it's like it's really fun to perform that for people that just know it from 80s playlists.
I just came from singing one of what I thought was the hardest scores on Broadway, and now I'm doing Chess, and I was like, this is the hardest score on Broadway, but also the most fun, the most enjoyable. Every night when I'm singing Nobody's Side, I feel so alive, connecting with every single person in the audience and just singing these lyrics and these songs. I feel so grateful. I'm having the best time.
It's really been the experience of a lifetime, for real. And I love the character that I'm playing. I love the people that I'm playing with. I love these songs, and I love to say these words that connect the songs.
It is the ultimate diva showdown. Broadway audiences are still drinking the potion for Death Becomes Her, the hilarious musical based on the film starring Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. I caught up with one of the stars of Death Becomes Her, Michelle Williams. Well, let's start with the most recent news of being Grammy nominated. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was that like to get that news?
Oh my gosh, still in shock. I remember the day we recorded the cast album, and then I just put it back in the memory, like, oh, that's a great memory. We did a cast album signing, and then you just put that back there, like that was a great experience, and you keep it moving. And then I still had my hair wrapped up, my nightgown on, and my manager and publicist are FaceTiming me at the same time. I said, I look like last night's slumber. But I answered anyway, because I've been keeping my phone on silent during the night.
Good,
Because I have a cousin's group chat.
Okay.
And sometimes they get started a little earlier than I would like to be pinged in the morning. I had all of these like 11 messages, which to some people that's not a lot, because you ever looked at someone's phone and it's like 89
Oh yeah,
messages?
it's crazy. It's
But
crazy.
For me, 11 was I was like, what is going on? And missed FaceTime.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think the worst.
Of course.
So I just kind of was just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And it was Death Becomes Her, the cast album, was nominated for a Grammy. And so that means the world, especially when you were just doing it because you loved it. It was a fun day for the cast to get together and record, and then a nomination.
That show it's got to be an incredible thing to do, though, every night or twice.
It's so
twice
cool.
a day. Or are there favorite parts of it that you always still look forward to that always feel a little bit different?
I don't know why when I tell Madeline, played by Megan Hilty, look at your hands, such hideous cracks. I don't know why. I wouldn't do that in real life. I just say, hey girl, so-and-so has an amazing moisturizer. Right. But I wouldn't look at somebody's hands. So I think it's because Viola can say some things opposite that I wouldn't say to somebody.
Yeah. Anything
that
she
I don't
wants.
know. Now,
right.
Maybe to my best friend, I'd be like, "Oh, girl, you ashy," But I look forward to Megan and Jen or whoever's playing their part, just their bantering and the jokes. Yeah. And I love hearing the audience. Do they all laugh at the same part? Or do they project in volume as far as a laughter? We get a variety of laughter, squealers, or someone will say a line and then an audience member will catch on later, and then it'll be this random laugh.
They just realized what was
they
happening.
just realized what was said. Like, did she just say that, or
Right,
did
right.
did Chris Sieber just say? They'd be like, yes, honey. You know, even in my monologue the other day, I say something, and the laugh was delayed, and so I made a gesture like, duh. Finally, you got my joke. I want you to understand my joke. So I even think the liberty to acknowledge without coming out of character, I think those things are a blast.
We love a starry opening night on Broadway. All hail the Queen, Tony winner Kristen Chenoweth back on Broadway in the new musical, Queen of Versailles. It's the true story of a billionaire Florida couple and their mission to build the largest private home in North America. We caught up with the stars on the carpet.
I don't think it could be more timely. 5 years ago when we started this, I was like, we'll see. But now, it's right on time.
This is a dream come true. There's never been a set like this ever in Broadway history. This is a great, great experience.
To get to dream in this and think about scale and where we wanted to begin the show, where we wanted to end the show, and kind of like where we wanted to take the audience, and over the course of the evening be able to build this house that starts out as so hopeful and aspirational, and by the end is this like mausoleum for Jackie Siegel. And so it's just been really exciting.
It's also a musical that features real-life pets in the cast, so we got to know the show's animal trainer.
Well, I am breaking one of the cardinal sins of performances, as I am surely to be upstaged by these two wonderful creatures, but I am joined now by the dog trainer here at Queen of Versailles, Lydia, and the two wonderful pups behind the role of Midas. Lydia, I just got to say, this is so much fun. Do you have the best job in the world?
Yes. Yes, I do.
What number show is this for you?
6 on Broadway.
That's fantastic. All dogs or different types of animals?
Snakes, goats, chickens, rats, kittens.
So we've got 2 dogs here. How did you decide? I mean, obviously, I guess Adam stepped into the starring role,
Right.
but how did you delineate which activities throughout the show went to which dog?
They sort of chose it on their own. I mean, Adam does most of the show, unless
wow.
he's not in the mood. Marie is pretty much the understudy, unless there's just one scene where Adam gets a little too excited about Kristen's costume. So Marie does that one. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very quirky guy.
I can see Adam getting too excited. That seems like
Right.
a distinct possibility.
When we're ready to take them on stage, Perla gets Adam's harness and shows it to him and says, do you want to go on stage? He comes running over, puts his little arms in it, and we go. When it's Marie's turn, she has her little bag, and we call her and say, pop in the bag. If you want to go on stage, boom, she goes. So everything, every animal that I've worked with, I mean, even the goats and chickens wanted to be on stage, and it's always been voluntary.
When a show ends, I mean, how hard is it to part from these animals and then give them back to either their respective owners or wherever you got them from?
Well, these guys are mine.
Really?
They're mine.
Oh, fantastic.
Broadway is a family. And I always, if I don't keep the animal myself, I try to place them within the Broadway family. You know, I'm still in touch with all 23 dogs that I worked with in The Curious Incident of the Dog of the Nighttime that were little puppies, you know. We stay in touch, you know, and it's always kind of someone nearby.
Tom Felton is back in the wizarding world. The actor who played Draco Malfoy is in the 8 original films and now taking on the role on stage in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. It's also his Broadway debut.
Oddly emotional at times, but for ways that I didn't really consider before. I mean, before it was like, put the blonde wig on and give me a wand. That's going to feel a little bit odd. But now it's dealing with characters that I know and cherish. Ron and Harry, plus our children now. It's building a new relationship and a new love for the magical world.
Oscar nominee June Squibb is back on Broadway in Marjorie Prime. She's leading a cast that includes Cynthia Nixon and Danny Burstein.
I play Walter Prime, and basically I am an AI of Marjorie's deceased husband when he was younger. The idea is that she's suffering from dementia, and the role of the Prime is to provide companionship and also to essentially absorb her memories so that it can reflect them back to her as she's losing these memories.
And so the play becomes about not only loss, of course, but how you remember people and maybe even how you fix things that didn't work in real life.
But I think at its core, it's really about what do we pass on as the narrative of our family? Do we take the shadows out, or do we include them? Do we want to tell a kind of a more fairy tale, rosy version of what happened in our lives? Or do we want to say, this happened, or I did this bad thing, or you did this bad thing to me? Do we want to acknowledge the pain?
Nobody knew about holograms. I mean, to that extent, that they would come into our lives. I think we have to figure out and know how it will help us. Now, we already know how it could hurt us and harm us, and I think we have to be strong about that. I'm not saying you give in and just let it happen, but I think it's going to happen, and so we have to deal with it.
Here's another Broadway blockbuster that just celebrated opening night. A reimagining of the Greek tragedy Oedipus is at Studio 54 this season. It's a modern-day retelling starring Leslie Manville and Mark Strong.
It's a very good modern adaptation of a very old play, and it seems right to bring it up to date and to make it relevant for us now to hear this ancient story told with a whole new background.
The fact that the story is 2,500 years old is incredible and makes you realize how important and vital theatre is. In an age where we're all looking at our phones and we're all dominated by screens, the live experience of being in a theatre and watching real people do a play, there's nothing like it, and the fact that we're still doing it 2,500 years after this play was written is testament to that.
It's a really disturbing love story. The most wonderful sound in the theater? Some people think it's laughter. I think it's the silence of 1,100 people listening to the next word, and that's what this play gives you. It's really an extraordinary piece of theater.
After all these years, Wicked is still as popular as ever. Paul Wintoric is here with the story of the incredible actress who plays Nessa Rose on Broadway.
Thank you for having us in your home, Jenna.
Yeah, this is
your
great.
Beautiful home away from Wicked, home away from Oz.
Yes, get a little bit out of the city, have a little more space.
So you are Nessa Rose.
Yes.
Of course, Elphaba's sister, and you are the first ambulatory wheelchair user to ever play Nessa Rose, and obviously Nessa Rose uses a wheelchair. So this is something that had to happen. This is a beautiful moment right now. How are you feeling being a few months into the run, having this new Broadway career, because you also finished a run in Suffs on Broadway. How's life? How are you feeling right now being at this point?
I never imagined for myself that I would be on Broadway. It was never, I was really happy working in regional theater, and when the opportunity then came to audition for Suffs in New York, I had to take it. It feels so natural, which is such an interesting thing. It's so exciting every night, but it also feels so comfortable. It feels like home. It feels like such a good place to be every night. And so much of that is the companies I've gotten to work with.
It seems like a no-brainer that an actress like you would get to play Nessa Rose, but 20 years went by without anyone in the industry really thinking that. Sometimes when the opportunity isn't already there, did you even dream that the opportunity was possible?
I understand some of the hesitation because our rhetoric as a society about what it means to be disabled or what it means to use a wheelchair is pretty limited. So if you don't have someone teaching you and telling you, here's how we can become more accessible and more inclusive, you don't even know to ask. You don't even know what possibilities are out there. So it didn't surprise me that it hadn't happened yet. It frustrated me, of course, because, I want to see disabled stories told by disabled performers and disabled writers and disabled directors. What was exciting about joining Wicked was also we can have those conversations now.
Going to work. Going to Wicked.
Going to Wicked. It's a normal day. Nothing like the Gershwin.
Literally nothing like it.
We were at the Broadhurst the other day for the flea market.
Oh, yeah.
And like, just being on those two stages on the same day, you really notice the difference in size. And like, gosh, the Gershwin is just, it's so grand. It's so big.
Does it really hit you that you're part of the Wicked fandom? I mean, that's like gonna be the rest of your life. I mean, that's huge.
It is certainly not, it hasn't clicked.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling very excited that I'm a working actor on Broadway. This is great. It hasn't really sunk in that like Wicked is the thing I've been able to do.
Aladdin is moving up the list of the longest running shows in Broadway history at the New Amsterdam Theater, now for more than a decade. Here's an exclusive musical performance from the Broadway.com studio.
Tell me that I've been a louse and a loafer. You won't get a fight here, no ma'am. Say I'm a gold brick, a goof off, no good, but that couldn't be all that I am. Water flows under the bridge, let it pass, let it go. There's no good reason that you should believe me, not yet. I know, but someday and soon I'll make you proud of your boy. Though I can't make myself taller, or smarter, or handsomer, or wise.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
The Hills Are Alive from coast to coast. The Sound of Music is now on tour across North America, and we're bringing you the stars.
I go to the hills when my heart is lonely.
Playing Maria in the Sound of Music National Tour is one of the biggest honors of my life, not just my career, but of my life. Even if you're only really familiar with the movie of The Sound of Music, there is something recognizable within this piece, no matter how you come to it. You're gonna come and you're gonna hear your favorite songs. You're gonna hear Do, Re, Mi, and Edelweiss and The Sound of Music. You're also going to get a gift in like being able to explore the characters that you love even more.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me.
When you break it down, it's heartfelt. I think every lyric, every note was painstakingly, thought about by Rodgers and Hammerstein, and it was their last musical together, and I think they knew that at the time. So I think they really wanted it to be special. So every song is amazing, and I think audiences know them. I mean, and you can't beat a song that you know, and I think our biggest challenge is going to be having people not sing along with us.
Whether or not you live in proximity to Broadway, national tours deliver Broadway caliber shows wherever you live.
And I'll sing once more.
We're really excited about this one as we once again shine the spotlight on the stars of tomorrow, the future of the theater industry. We're checking back in with our friends at Juilliard and the first class of MFA drama students to gain their education tuition-free. This class, known as the John Gore Broadway.com Fellows, we've really watched their journey through the first year of the program. We've taken a peek inside the classrooms during their education and training. And we were there as they walked through Juilliard's costume shop for the very first time, checking out new pieces being constructed, as well as the vast archive of costumes. These students have also heard from industry leaders, including Jessica Chastain, Janine Tesori, and now John Gore, chairman and CEO of the John Gore Organization and owner of Broadway.com and The Broadway Show. John spoke about his journey within the theater industry and took questions from the audience of 80 young actors and playwrights, and afterwards spent time with the first cohort of students in the tuition-free MFA drama program, now in their second year of training. We love the work that Juilliard is doing to make theater education accessible to all, and we're proud to support these students as they pursue their career dreams. You can learn more about the Juilliard MFA program by heading over to Broadway.com. That's all for now. I'll see you next time. I'm Tamsen Fidel, and this is The Broadway Show.